All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Joining us right now is Patrick Howley, investigative reporter for the Daily Caller, who was with us just the other day. Hello, Patrick. How are you, sir?
I'm good, Steve. How are you?
Good to have you back. Well, I can't help but say that the headline on a story posted by you this morning happened to catch my eye, and it was embattled IRS chief counsel met with Obama 2 days before writing the new criteria. So this is 2 days before offering his colleagues a new set of advice on how to scrutinize Tea Party and conservative groups. William Wilkins met with Obama?
Yes, he met with Obama personally in the Roosevelt Room of the White House in a very small group of people. And from what I'm hearing from a lot of people here in Washington is that it's completely inappropriate for a chief counsel of a government agency to meet with the president directly and offer any kind of legal advice, especially before he's been sworn in front of the Senate. But I think that's the least of the problems here. The big problem is the fact that this occurred 2 days before they rewrote the criteria. Essentially, they had all kinds of new suggestions. And this happened only one day before Douglas Schulman met with, had an 8.5-hour meeting inside the White House with a senior Obama administration official. All of this happened in a 3-day period.
All right. Now, what we have to understand here is that this is blockbuster stuff. I mean, all along, the Democrats have said this is over. There's nothing there. This doesn't go past, a few low-level Cincinnati employees. We know that that's not true. We just had hearings last week where we got implications that it went much higher. We heard it went up into Washington, et cetera. But now we're here. Now what you're reporting, and I don't know. I'll ask you. You say there were 13 people at that meeting. I assume that did you hear from one of the 13?
I haven't. I haven't.
Okay, but if this is correct, then this places the president with the guy who wrote the rules and enhanced the scrutiny of the conservative groups. He met with the president and 2 days later wrote the guidelines for scrutinizing the conservative and Tea Party groups, correct?
Absolutely. Carter Howle, the IRS bureaucrat, the 74-year-old who testified in front of ICE's committee, directly implicated the White House, the IRS chief counsel's office, headed by William Wilkins, in his testimony just the other day. And so we found the following timeline. On April 23rd, Wilkins had his face-to-face meeting with Obama in the Roosevelt Room of the White House. On April 24th, the IRS Commissioner Douglas Schulman, who has been a big figure in this, and his chief of staff and top political aide, and also his press person, the three of them went in and met with Jeffrey Zients for, according to the White House visitor logs, an 8.5-hour meeting that lasted well into the night in the Eisenhower Executive Office building. The very next day is when the IRS Chief Counsel's Office sent Lois Lerner and these other IRS officials across the country all kinds of new suggestions for how best to target conservatives.
That is incredible. We're talking to Patrick Howley, investigative reporter for the Daily Caller, here on the Steve Malzberg Show. Now, let's have a little background about Mr. Wilkins. Wilkins is one of two Obama appointees at the IRS. Had been at that time, and he has a history of lobbyist and community organizing, defending community organizing efforts, and also defended Jeremiah Wright's church, correct?
Absolutely. He defended not only Jeremiah Wright's church, but he defended it pro bono in 2008. This was back during his period as a private lobbyist. He represented Jeremiah Wright pro bono when the IRS was investigating Jeremiah Wright for violating his tax-exempt nonprofit status by publicly supporting Obama in his sermons at the church.
I mean, this whole incestuousness is insane. Does Darrell Issa know about this?
I haven't spoken to Darrell recently. We're not close friends. I don't know. I have been in touch with oversight.
I was going. Well, what I meant also, obviously the committee. I mean, as far as you're aware, is the committee aware of this story and of this information?
I was in contact with them today. I don't have a definitive answer about whether they knew this prior. I don't think that they did. But I look forward to talking to them.
Has he been called? Has Wilkins been called before the committee?
No, not at all. This was just very recently that Carter Howle even implicated him in his testimony.
Right.
So Wilkins has not been subpoenaed yet.
But we could hopefully we could expect that to happen. I see the White House, oddly enough, did not return a call for a comment from you. Correct?
Well, I have a very low batting average on that.
Now, I don't want to put you on the spot here, but is there any more news that you have broken today or are going to break today that you want to give us a clue to?
Well, this is my main focus right now. I'm just trying to figure out what happened between April 23rd and April 25th of 2012 when these meetings were going on in the White House. Jeffrey Zients, who was involved in these meetings, is nowhere to be found. I can't track the guy down. I'd like to make a public statement here and say, Jeffrey Zients, if you're listening, please contact me over email or by phone, and we can have a conversation and sort this all out.
And just tell the folks who Jeffrey is.
Jeffrey was the director of the Office of Management and Budget at the time. He was a key Obama administration official. He left his post at the agency 2 weeks before the IRS scandal broke in April of this year.
This is incredible, and I know you are concentrating on this, but we heard from Congressman Frank Wolf last week on the floor of the House saying that he's been told by reliable sources, and Congressman Peter King says if Frank Wolf says it, there's no more honest, well-informed person that you could believe than Congressman Wolf. He said that as far as Benghazi goes, people have been made to sign non-disclosures. People who were survivors of Benghazi, people who knew what went on, people who have, including CIA and other people, that they've had to sign these disclosures. I mean, so what is going on here? And where aside from you and me, especially you, and some others, is the media?
The media is, well, I mean, where's the media ever? The media is talking about...
babies in London, in Great Britain.
Yeah, exactly, right. But I'd like to get to the bottom of this, and the good thing is, even though these people are protected from high on up, they did this very sloppily, is what I found in my reporting. They made a lot of mistakes. They made a lot of glaring, blatant errors in doing this, and that's why it all came out, and it's going to continue to come out.
I got to tell you, this is, I'd like to say it's shocking, Patrick. I'd like to say I'm shocked, I'm surprised. How could this be? But, and here's the thing. They'll never be able to prove it. So they'll say, yeah, I mean, even if he testifies, I had a meeting with the president. I'm not going to disclose what it was, executive privilege, blah, 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 whatever. Mm-hmm. And they'll never say what it was, or they'll deny that was ever talked about. And that's it. But, this rises so far up that if this were Bush, tell me what you think would be happening right now if this were Bush and his IRS and all this was discovered under him, and now we know that there was a chat between these two, the president and this guy, 2 days before the new orders were put out. Do you think a democratically controlled Congress would be starting impeachment proceedings?
I think Bush would already have been impeached and giving an interview to David Frost.
Is David Frost still around for that interview?
He is. He's on like Al Jazeera or something now.
Is he really?
Yeah.
That is pretty amazing. All right, listen, Patrick, we appreciate your time, sir. Thank you very much, and keep it up.